Yes, Alex?
Let me tell you about Man.
I've swapped complete failure as a Kickstarter.
Star Fox Command is the first game that you get to be Anthony Birch.
The first of many fuck yous. Like a fucking Looney Tunes? Suck.
The only stipulation was behave yourself and keep your dick in your pants, and you have not followed through on that.
Hey, Tad.
Yes'm, Alex?
Let me tell you about my Quarterlife Crisis going on right about now. So, Tad, you know what's great about being in your 20s and the modern age?
And everything being terrible and having awful choices in life that you don't have the educated, position to make a good decision on.
Yes. Also, everything that I used to love and enjoy now feels like shit to me. Ever watch that South Park episode where he becomes cynical?
Yeah, and he listens to,
That sounds like shit too!
What are you talking about? This sounds like shit. Hey, buddy! Maybe I was considering making a bunch of fart noises into the microphone, but I decided against it.
We're a little too high class for that shit. Well...
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like that right about now, because everything that I love sucks pretty much. Like, I was talking about this earlier in a previous episode, where, Apex Legends kind of killed me inside, but then so did Fortnite by it being called Chore Night, and now I literally can't enjoy video games ever, all because Aaron made that one goddamn joke. Because again, everyone said it, but he said it, so now it mattered. But like...
Hearing it from me or any other person didn't matter. Oh, they're just not true gamers. But Aaron said it.
Fine, I'll explain my actual logic behind that. You are just upset that I'm not playing games with you. And then Index, aka Giovanni, no relation to the Joestar, by the way, is just upset that I'm not playing games with him. You guys are just jelly, so you guys don't have an opinion on it. But Aaron actually plays it, and he's a completely unbiased third party. Because what do I play with Aaron? Oh, Sam showed that one time? Yeah, that doesn't matter. So when he says it, he means it.
Okay, glad to know that my opinions are immediately disregarded, you fuckboy.
No, only when I'm playing a multiplayer game with my friends that aren't you are they disregarded, because I know you're just upset that I'm not hanging out with you. Literally, debate it right now.
Okay, Alex, you're the most important person in everyone's life. You fucking...
Dude, I am literally...
What's the term, you fucking narcissist?
Well, okay, hang on, let's back it up for a second. We'll talk about the Quarterlife Crisis in a second. I'm sorry, who do you like to talk about Homestuck to for 10 hours straight? From my point of view, I am literally your life. Who's the guy that you guilt-tripped into making the podcast with?
I never did that.
Mr. Hey, Ted, here's 3 video games I bought you. I'm just gonna play the Talos Principle instead. Sorry, Alex, you're not the most important thing in my life now, except for what I need you to be. Oh, I'm Tad. Alright, so as I was trying to explain... Let's just roast Tad real fast. As I was trying to explain, where, after he called it Chore Night, I've unironically gone through, a really weird spiral, where now everything just kind of feels like a huge chore. All he did was insult that one game that one time, offhandedly, and now literally every video game ever feels like a chore. I've been going on this little, quest to try to find fun again. Now, this might sound fucking stupid to you, and, maybe it is, but to me, it was really important. I cracked, because Apex Legends was just, breaking like crazy. Fortnite wasn't fun anymore. And, we don't play League anymore. And, Han, I can't queue up in Mid-Wars anymore because it takes, 10 minutes. Mid-Wars is basically dead. What do I do? What do I play anymore? And so, I cracked and went to RuneScape, of all fucking things. Fucking old-school RuneScape. And I was just, you know that meme where if you wear a mask over your depression, it just gets worse?
And then the mask gets all soggy.
Well, what I mean is if you try to fake it, it just gets worse. I lost it. Every time someone would say literally anything, hey guys, I'm playing Final Fantasy right now. I said, playing Final Fantasy. Sorry, the only game that matters is old school RuneScape. Check this out. I'll post a picture of me fishing in Barbarian Village. I was being so sarcastic that no, the episode of South Park. Man, I'm gonna bring up South Park a lot in this episode. Remember the episode where he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, Sharon, I just can't help being sarcastic. Help me, Sharon." That was pretty much me playing RuneScape. Oh, I was so bored. I hate RuneScape. How the fuck do you motherfuckers play that game? Holy shit. Like, once I learned that Fortnite was a chore, once I learned that RuneScape was a single-player MMO, I just said, this is just like everything bad with Retail WoW. Why would I play this garbage? So I stopped playing that.
So what RuneScape is, I'm kind of bored. I'm going to do this thing because there's a bunch of numbers that go up when I do things. And then you do them. And then it's that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Hal wants to screw in the light bulb. So let's say they're like, oh, I'm bored. You know what? I'm going to go and do demonic gorillas. Okay, to get that, I have to do Dragon Slayer 2. To do Dragon Slayer 2, that quest, I have to do Dragon Slayer 1. To do Dragon Slayer 1, I have to do XYZ quests. To do those, I have to beat their quest. There's always another small goal to get to that gives you a little bit of dopamine. And you don't realize that you've been playing for 7 hours until until you hit that League of Legends switch again. We're like, oh, I'm not having any fun at all. Why am I doing this? I'm just getting numbers up. I spent 7 or 8 hours in Motherlode Mine just to get gold to make my smithing level go up for no real reason. There wasn't any goal in mind. And that's when I'm like, oh, maybe I should stop. I was doing this while I was over at Joe's editing SitBoyz.
Oh, so when you were doing your smithing levels, did you also shit yourself like that one guy?
I tried, but I was empty.
How the fuck do people goddamn play RuneScape so much that they just fucking shit their britches? I don't get it.
It becomes an efficiency thing where, I'm gonna say it, you kinda gotta be autistic to really enjoy the RuneScape grind. It's that Timmy Turner thing from Fairly Odd Parents where we're
just gonna bring up a bunch of fucking shows, aren't we?
So I went through something pretty similar to what you were going through back in 2013, where I'm like, 2016, because I was living on my own, because I moved out in 2014. So the things that I was really, really into in 2016, I really liked Team Fortress. I really liked Homestuck. And
you still do.
It's listen, it's a tenuous relationship there, sweetie.
10 hours, Dad.
I will fucking throttle you. In due time, I will complain about Homestuck for another 10 hours, but it won't be to you. It'll be to a blank wall in my room by myself.
He'll eventually learn his lesson. You have other friends, Tad. Sorry, Tad. I thought it wasn't the center of your world. Oh, I'm sorry. Did he admit it, bros? Chat, can we clip that?
But basically, in 2016, Homestuck quote unquote ended, and I was like, oh, well, that was fucking atrocious. And then I'm like, oh, well, at least I can go back to Team Fortress. Oh wait, Team Fortress 2 has stopped getting updates. Oh no, I don't have any other. I realized those were the two things that I did. Those were the two things I got most of my enjoyment out of. Oh,
no.
Now what do I do? And I was in this weird fugue state where I didn't feel super, super bad, but I had this dread kind of sitting there all the time. And I didn't know what the fuck to do about it. And it was like that for maybe 3 weeks. Where I'd go to bed and be like, man, I sure hope it goes away. Wake up and it's the exact same. And then, uh-oh. Oh, boy.
We try on these nightmare vision goggles. Everything looks exactly the same.
It really was that. The worst part was just waking up expecting it to be gone and then not knowing why it was there was what made it so bad. That was when I started looking at new things, because I wasn't getting any enjoyment out of the thing that I'd been doing for 20 years. Just you're not having any fucking fun with video games right now. So what the fuck do I do? This was my thing. This was it. I went through the same thing as you just a few years ago. How I ended up getting out of it was I started making things. This was when I did the coin flip. between Game Maker, like learning Game Maker, or doing a podcast. Doing a podcast got me quicker instant gratification, so I flipped the coin, disregarded it, and then went with the podcast.
Nice.
And then that brought me out of it, and then I started being able to have fun again. But this is something I actually saw my brother. One of the other things that helped me with it was I saw my brother share like a meme on Facebook that was it was some mildly famous comedian guy who was like, in your 20s, it's fine to feel like you don't know what you're doing, or that you're doing something wrong, or that you're falling behind everyone else. It's not something that you see people speak about very often, but basically no one has any idea what they're doing until they hit like their 30s. And even then, maybe like mid 30s is when you get around to like, oh, okay, I think I know what I want to do now. So it's like you have these weird dread and insecurities and all this shit because you don't know what you feel like you're supposed to be doing something, but you don't know what you should be doing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
So that was one of the reasons why I would like, and I'll admit it, I went probably way too far in trying to shove it in your face. So I'm like, Alex, here, do this thing, do X, do Y, do Z, here, read word, do this. Come on, do it, get more things to like so you don't hit that same wall I did.
The difference was, Tad, is that I had things I liked, and I was busy doing the things that I liked, and you would do this really famous thing where I said, no, Tad, and then that went right out your ear, and you said, no, listen here, you grab you by the fucking collar, listen here, you little shit, you're gonna be depressed, just like I am. I can't believe you're such a terrible fucking person, and you won't even fucking do this thing. How dare you, like, but I'm in the middle, you smack it out of the way, no you're not.
I smack your keyboard to the ground, stop playing League.
Stop playing Fortnite with your friends and having fun. They're just chores. You'll see. They're just chores.
It's like the Simpsons episode. Old man yells at Cloud is always relatable. But it happened to me, and it'll happen to you.
We're just gonna bring up a shitload of shows this episode, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what makes us relatable. We spent our formative years watching cartoon. I spent mine reading Homestuck. Yikes. And you spent most of yours on cartoons.
Cartoons, games, and getting into trouble with friends I probably shouldn't have been hanging out with, like Jake, who killed that toad.
I don't remember Jake doing that. I think he told it once, though.
It's a really old
didn't he
episode.
just hit it with a hammer or something?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of it with a hammer. Now, I'm pretty sure he grew up to be a fucking psychopath, because he had the cruelty for animals part, and he was very violent and shit, because he would try to get into a fight anytime I beat him at fucking video games.
You tried to fight
He's a yikes.
Jesus.
Yeah, did you forget all these stories? Yeah, dude, fuck him. He was my least favorite friend that I've had. I have a list of, like, my tier list here. You're number 2. Sorry, Dad.
Next time I see you, I'll have to kill a frog with a hammer to work my way up the rank like fucking No More Heroes.
No, down. He'll be right there with Jake and worse. He was such a fucking freak. I hated him. Oh, I hated that kid. Anyway, sorry, I got a little tangent there. Continue being depressing, Tad.
So yeah, I kind of I just started like I forced myself to make like a podcast because look, I get positive attention, and now I'm making a thing, and that feels good.
Famous.
Humans want to create things because we want to feel like we matter. Like we make something that, like 40 years from now, assuming the Earth hasn't fucking exploded, people will be able to, because I have the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and I also have, I have it saved on like a mega file where I have all the episodes. I have a backup. I think that I recently updated it on like March, where I also backed up all my Homestuck folder, but that's not important. I have a backup there, and then I have a few of them uploaded to like archive.org. So that way in the future, people can listen to me and you talk about dumb shit as like a time capsule of what it was like in the mid 2010s, you know?
Wow, you're actually thinking way ahead.
I mean, that's not like, that's just one of the benefits of it. Like, oh, this feels good that now I've made something that can survive and exist in the future, and people can look at this and get enjoyment from it long time from now when I'm no longer directly associated with it, you know?
Yeah. Or you yourself can look at it and just feel like, yeah, look at me. Look at me when I was 20 and full of dreams.
Yeah. Like, I did a thing where I recorded like an hour and a half long interview with my grandma. My grandma's pushing 80. Like, she's pretty old. You know, like, I'm going to have that audio file of her answering a bunch of questions about when she was young and all that. I'm going to have that audio file when she passes so that I have this record of her that, you know, I can remember how she spoke and everything like that. Which is good. It's why people like painting and shit, like fucking ancient Greece and shit, where people would make statues. You want to make something that's going to last a long time. You want to make an impact so that people remember you exist, so you can forget for a moment that we're these tiny little meat monkeys on a rock in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
See, yeah, I know what you're saying. What another thing that's actually sent me down into this, because you only had one thing. I had kind of two things that made me feel really, really bummed out and freak out. Wasn't just the chore night thing that sent me down. I also tried to go back and play older games to try to get that spark in me, you know? I remember there's this one random post around on fucking 4chan of all places. There's this guy who was depressed and saying, like, God, like that feel when video games aren't even fun anymore. And he was just going off about all this shit. And there's just one goddamn post. This guy had like a fucking smile on his face. One of those fucking Wojak ads where he's full of hope. And he said, "Nah, bro, trust me. Just go out and play a bunch of old games you've never even played of. Some games you might have wanted to play and never did. Just do this and this. Like, trust me, the magic is still there. Don't bother with this modern day AAA shit. A lot of it's just trying to scam you. Trust me, bro. There are still good games out there. You just gotta go find them." And that post really stuck out to me. And there are still some good new ones too, but they're mostly in the indie category. Like how I talked to you a lot about how much I really, really like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is kind of like the standout game that I've been using a lot and thinking about a lot, where it's the only game that made me really feel anything in a long time, as opposed to like Elite Beat Agents when I was a kid. That's just because I have daddy issues, so obviously I cried at the fucking dad level.
Yeah.
But like, when you were talking about, you made this podcast. When I was a kid, I used to draw a lot, and I think we mentioned that we had a little webcomic on Drunk Duck a long time ago. I'm not an artist. I'm very bad at it. Like, I did like doodles.
There was like 3.
Yeah. I like T-Man Important Business and Stupid Little Frog one, but like, I'm not good. I'm not good at all. But I like doing it and it's fun. So, because I'm so bummed out, I've been drawing again, and I've been using Hollow Knight, because I'm bad, and Hollow Knight characters are pretty simplistic looking, I've been using Hollow Knight as my muse of just drawing random Hollow Knight characters in order to, like, feel less depressed. So thank you, Team Cherry, you're helping me with your stupid characters. But I almost skipped over something. What actually made me super sad was, I know that I have a problem, Dad, and I really like to spend money on stupid shit that I probably shouldn't. Mostly in all these free-to-play games and shit. Getting to Fate was definitely not a good idea. But I realized that I was playing elsword. I went back to that. There was an old Korean MMO that I played when I was way younger, and it was fun. Elsword's not very good. Much like my art, it's not very good, but it's fun and I like it. It's one of those games that I don't even really know how, it just kind of got to me. Like, I love all the stupid little characters in the world and shit. I was even talking to this guy where, like, off the top of my head, I just, like, named, like, all the fucking NPCs in the fucking game, including some of the bosses. Some. I did forget the stupid wyvern boss in the goddamn Fata Tower. I don't remember his fucking name. I'm sorry, Gale Sword. I'm not a god here. But, like, it got to me. Kind of like how Dungeon Fighter got to a lot of people. And this was just the game that I really liked. And going back to it, I was loving it. I had, like, the Warcraft, like, home post. I was really having this nostalgic little, like, love when I was back in elsword playing Eve, because that's who I play, and just doing all the story that I missed out on. And a lot of the problems I had when I quit was that the game kind of felt a little boring because it was a little too easy. And now that I'm back, I'm soloing everything, so it takes a little longer to actually play and do shit rather than just all 4 of you unga and one-shot a boss. Now it's a little more like, It's a little more like everything was back on very hard before they got rid of it. Now it's like I could actually play the fucking game again. Because when bosses are actually allowed to live, they have a lot of personality. My favorite boss was being this guy named Victor, who's this big like demon dude you fight in the sewers. Everyone who plays that game is just gonna kill Victor. But I fought a really hard version of Victor where you get to live, us ungating him, and he did this really cool attack where he walks in front of the fucking screen and he says, "It's show time," because he's in Korean, so he says it in English, and he like holds his arms out. He's like cheering to the crowd. You hear like these crowds like cheering. There's a spotlight on him. He's like basking in the glory, and fucking bumps his elbow, jumps back, and does an elbow drop on the screen. That's fucking awesome. So many people aren't gonna know Victor can do that. He's got so much personality. But like, now that I was back in solo and everything, I was seeing all this stuff, and I was having so much fun doing little stories, see all the characters interact again, and then this event hit. Where to upgrade your weapon, you use enhancement stones, but it can break. You have to buy a thing either from players or you can buy it from the store to repair your weapon. And they did this big sale on the thing to increase your enhancement successes and shit. And I just realized, this event, this is just whale bait. Oh my god, that one guy was right. Everything is just trying to scam me. Oh shit. And I just started spiraling downwards for now I feel like all these games that I might have liked in the past, like even WoW, it's a sub-based game, are really just trying to skeeze me out of shit. Han wants me to buy skins, League wants me to buy skins and characters and shit, fucking Fate wants me to roll for waifus and shit. I realized that I'm a rat in a cage, but everything that I like really is just trying to fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I can't really have fun anymore, because, like, this game that I loved so much, and these characters that I all liked seeing and interact, now it's just bullshit. Now it's just trying to fucking whale bait me, and I've been a whale in fucking Fate, and I fucking spend money on all this like stupid free-to-play shit. I don't want to be like that anymore. I realize that this is probably a problem, because I haven't rolled in Fate like all fucking year, because I've gotten like every character I wanted. So in elsword, I spent a little money on this event, and I stopped myself and said, holy shit, I'm literally just replacing Fate right now. I really need to stop this shit. And so I stopped, and now I stopped playing elsword again, but I feel really depressed because I was all that fun that I was feeling, all the joy, and all the fucking shit I was posting in like the video chat or to my friends. Now it feels like it was all bullshit. It was all a lie.
I mean,
now it made me even more depressed.
The fun that you were having was real, but you did. It's a problem now with video games where a video game has to be a service because there's so many video games to choose from. A game has to, well, many games will. They don't have to. But many games will try and get their claws into you with player progression systems, subscriptions, skins, all that shit you mentioned, because that's the only way they can kind of keep player attention. Because you can make a really, really good game, but like look at Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight, fantastic game. The amount of players who beat the Plague Knight story was like 5%. Your game's fantastic, but Plague Knight was free. So a lot of... You didn't pay money for Plague Knight's story. You didn't pay money for Spectre Knight and soon to be King Knight, you know, aka the guy, the dude, King Knight.
The Chad Knight.
All that shit's free. There's no like microtransaction. There's no subscription fee for fucking Shovel Knight. So it's I can kind of get why these games do that, but it's a fucking nightmare to go through, because you do hit that point where like, I am a rat in a cage. I'm being treated as I'm being treated like an ATM. This is now retroactively feeling to me. While I did have genuine fun while I was playing it, you know, doing all my fun stuff, now looking back on it, you feel like it was cheated. You feel like none of this was important, none of this was real, that this was all just them trying to get you to push that lever, to put your $5 in there.
The story is nice, but like, in order to actually gain my MMO progression, I gotta fucking spend a little money, or I farm for literally 8 billion years. Like, it's hard to farm when in the back of your head you're always hearing that little temptation saying, hey, you could be grinding Pepsi Man right now. I'm not even going to explain that joke, don't worry about it. You could be grinding Pepsi Man right now, or you can go sell shit off the item mall. It's always there, and you know me, I fell that temptation a lot. So It's for my own health to probably stop playing the game, but it feels bad because I still like it, and I even made the mistake of rejoining all of my old friends, so I pretty much come right back just to leave again.
And
like, it makes me feel bad.
It feels good to spend money, too.
It feels like you got something.
In Team Fortress, I've spent, because Steam actually keeps track of it, that keeps track of the non-black market keys that I've bought, which I buy keys, or I used to, I haven't done it in a very long while, but I would buy keys for like $1.60 off of other trading websites. But I've spent probably $1,000 in total on just keys and dumb shit for Team Fortress 2. Like, I tried playing last Christmas. They had their Smithmas event. And I went to a server, like a community server that I play on, and I would get a crate, and I'd be like, oh, I'll buy a key, fuck it. And then I realized after a week, I'd already spent $60 on Team Fortress.
Mm-hmm, it goes fast.
Because you don't think about it. You don't think like, oh, okay, I'll just buy this now, whatever. Now it's kind of tempered because all of the items that you get are literally worthless. But, like, it's shitty. But when I bought that key, and I've actually had moments where I started Team Fortress, went to a server, I wasn't having very much fun, and I just opened up, like, I died. I got crit rocketed. I opened up the store, bought $10 worth of keys, opened 4 crates, and then just left the server without even doing anything. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I just spend $10, get no enjoyment, and then leave? Maybe because I wanted the slim chance of getting that dopamine of an unusual, I guess? Even if it's worth money? Maybe $15 in store credit?
I had a similar thing where I was playing Overwatch, almost an entire year ago. I've been pretty much Overwatch free for a while, but it was during the Halloween event where all my friends were playing, and I'm like, if they're all doing it, I might as well play with them, fuck it, right? And I saw that Winston got a new little thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy a couple loot boxes, try to get that. And then after I did, I'm like, why the fuck did I just spend money on this game that I fucking hate? I've literally made like 5 episodes of why I hate Overwatch. Why the fuck did I just do that? Like, they got me. They showed me something new for a character I liked, and I just fell for it. I fall into this temptation a lot, and that's why I really wanted to, like, stop playing these kinds of games. But it's hard to not play these kinds of games because, like, a lot of these games are multiplayer games, and I like playing with my friends. I try really hard to enjoy single-player games again, but I don't get the same kind of stimulation that I get from hanging out with all my boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say I got Final Fantasy IX. I've been playing that, and I really like it. And I'm doing this little stuff, and I stopped playing it for like a couple of weeks because it's just not the same as playing with my friends. Playing with my little video game friends isn't the same kind of feeling. And I personally blame this on WoW because I played WoW a lot in my formative years. So I've always been used to just being around a lot of people. Despite me being antisocial in real life, and most of me just working in the video game world, I'm all over the place. Like, I'm in like 20 fucking Discords. I'm all over. I love talking
video
with people.
game world, you're the loser.
I love hanging out.
You look like just enough XP to level up. Don't piss me off.
I was going for a more positive angle. But I love hanging out with people and shit. And it's hard for me to play, like, anything on my own without just like, being in my little Discords and groups here, just hanging out and talking with them while I'm doing stuff. You know what I mean? It's hard. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these multiplayer games are these rat cages that are trying to fucking extort me. Which is why I like, say, Team Sonic Racing. It's a $40 racing game. No bullshit, here's the racing game. That feels really nice to play that with everybody. As opposed to saying, hey, let's play Dota... Okay, well, we would literally never say this, I'm shitty and farting. But like, hey, let's play Dota 2. Hey, guys, welcome to Dota 2. Better buy some fucking Battle Pass shit or else. Oh, here's some loot boxes and shit. Oh boy, here's some more gaudy fucking skins made by Chinese people who don't even play Dota anymore. Oh boy. The only fun I've ever had in Dota 2 was back before they even added hats. Was when I was playing Lion with my friend Ryan, who played Lena in this game. We were laning together forever ago. There was a Dazzle in the other part of the lane. I look at him, and I look back at Dazzle, and I'm like, hey, dude, you want to see something funny? And I just fucking ult him right there, clean, because Daz only had like 400 maximum health, so he just gets one shot. It was so fucking funny, and he lost his shit, and then he's like, wait a minute, I'm Lita! So every time Dazzle went into the lane, me and him just ulted him at the same time, because it's like 1,000 damage, Dazzle can't survive it. He literally couldn't play the game, Tad. It was the best fucking shit of my life. And that was the one out of the 1,700 something bullshit hours I played of that game. That's the only fun I ever fucking had. That's the other thing I hate about these multiplayer games. They take all this time, and for nothing. I remember all 9 hours of Undertale I played by fucking heart. I remember one thing I did in 1,700 hours of Dota.
Yeah. The only fun I ever had playing PlayerUnknowns was when I had Michael, Dan, and Tim, and they let me drive, which was a foolish mistake. And I saw two dudes in a field, and so I just rammed them with the car. And the entire time, like, Dan and Michael were yelling at me because I was doing something inefficient, and that the car just exploded, killing all four of us. That was the most fun I ever had in the game.
See, at least with Fortnite, I can remember a bunch of stuff in that. Now, I will never forget my first kill, where I was in just a random house that isn't even on the map anymore because I've changed the map so many times. I was at a random house. I had a revolver back when they were in the game in season fucking 2. I get it. There's a guy who walks behind me who's like has the blueprints up because he's trying to build. I look at him. He looks at me. We both kind of like look at each other for a second, and I just shoot him in the head and kill him. Like we were both obviously confused and didn't know what we were doing. Or okay, Ted, you ever play a horror game and get really scared?
Yes.
Nothing compared to this feeling I felt in fucking Fortnite. I was in a goddamn house in Fortnite. No, I've never been genuinely scared like this in a fucking game. I'm playing as fucking
Alex, remember? I was at your house. We were playing Smash Bros. Brawl, and I jumped up as Pikachu, and you did a backwards Ganon punch. And I did a scream of terror. Genuine terror.
When I was in this fucking... Fuck. I was in this house in Fortnite. I'm Jonesy, right? Because I didn't have a skin yet. This was like one of the first games I was playing. I'm walking in this house, and I can hear like thump, 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 thump of the foots of someone above me in the house. Fucking heart racing. I have a gun. And I have my little pickaxe. I'm like, it's fucking go time. I break. Whoops! I hit the fucking mic.
I break my microphone.
I hit the fucking ceiling. I expect him to fall down. He doesn't fall down. I'm like, hey, what? I turn around. He's right behind me. I'm like, what? And he fucking shoots me. He just one-shots me. I screamed so fucking loud because he didn't even like fall. He was just behind me like in a fucking horror movie. It scared the shit out of me. Or when I felt panicked where we were in fucking junction. See, there's fun in Fortnite, Dad. We're in fucking junction with my friend fucking who cannot be named because his name is maybe not the best thing in the world. We're fighting, and I hide under the stairs and try to like open up an ammo box before I have a fucking like gun, and this guy runs in to like shoot at me. I dodge his shot somehow, and I run out of ammo. I'm like, help! I just scream help like a fucking TF2 player, and then he comes in and kills him. I'm like, yeah, eat shit! I just start spamming dab. On the fucking guy.
I forgot Fortnite even has dab. I forgot that was the main reason why dabbing is a thing.
No, not even just regular dab, infinite dab. Where you go like, dude. I don't know do the fucking music where the fucking bass is boosted. Or it's like, yeah, beat his ass. It was, god damn it. I fucking, man. Remember when Fortnite was fun and wasn't full of chores? God, that was nice. As you can tell by the fun I had, I was really depressed not playing that game anymore. So anyway. That's the thing, is that I'm in this weird bind where, like, I can't really feel like I'm having fun because I can't play single-player games as much anymore because I don't get the same kind of stimulation, but I don't want to play these multiplayer games anymore because I don't want to be a fucking whale anymore. I don't even want to spend money on the stupid new characters that come out in Fate, besides Abigail Williams. But, like, I don't want to do this shit anymore, and I don't really know what to do, so in the meantime, I'm just drawing Hollow Knight characters until I'm happy again.
That's why the piece of advice that I would give to you and to anyone who's kind of feeling in a similar situation is it sounds like bad advice or like lame or like Well,
Just be yourself.
Like when
Just-
someone has like a problem, they're like, "Oh, well, here's a suicide hotline. I don't want to deal with you anymore, loser." You know, like that. It doesn't feel really that genuine. Get new hobbies. Like,
Thanks, I'm cured. See, you see the wise old druid arp here, usually played by some sweaty 14-year-old. He'll do this long emote where he's like listening to the wind or some shit. He hits a pipe and he's like, just follow your heart, my son. That's you.
Just be yourself. No, okay. So what made me kind of realize that, like, oh yeah, other hobbies can be good, was when I was reading a sci-fi novel as part of the Culture series, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that like good stories actually existed. Like, I forgot that I could read something and be very entertained by it and have it like, I'm gonna sound like the biggest fucking fart sniffer,
Do it.
but intellectually stimulating.
Big brain. Me have book hits pipe.
but really though, honestly, like, video games were my primary thing. And then also like dumb shit. Like, I'd watch Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider's not intellectually stimulating. The dude does some hand things, transforms, and kicks someone. That's it. There's not a lot of meat there. But I was like, fuck, I'm bored. And I was at work, my old job, where I could just read a book for 8 hours. And I was reading, I'm like, damn, I forgot that I could get a lot of enjoyment out of this. Because the last time I really, really read was when I was in like high school. Because I would have all this downtime of not doing anything, and I would be at work or I'd be at school. So it's hard to say it without sounding like a total chode, but broadening your horizons and the things that you do will help you find things that will catch you just as much as video games. I am 100% certain, Alex, that if you like started watching some like weird movies, like TV shows, like if you just all of a sudden decided, oh, I'm gonna watch Twin Peaks, fuck it, or whatever show, any show, you're gonna find something that's gonna catch you like that. You're gonna find some kind of format. Like you enjoy drawing again, right? That's something you haven't done for a while. It's like, oh, you know what, I'm having fun doing this. Finding fun and fulfillment in something is what humans need to not want to fucking kill ourselves. You know? Which is...
Yeah, I totally get you.
We've been kind of talking in like a big wide circle to kind of get back around to that. Because we brought it up at the start, went off on our stuff, we went into more detail, and kind of came back. Like a fucking high school essay for English.
Bros.
Bruh.
Well, I actually wanted to, before we ended it, because you did bring up the watching thing, because this is important, is when I was a kid, what I used to draw before I met you was the worst time of my life, was 7th and 8th grade Alex. That was what I really, really, really did not like living. I was going through a lot of stuff at home. My family life is a very colorful one that I don't feel like sharing, really. Now, the dad part's only like a fraction of that shit. But anyway, not really happy. So that's why I took up drawing. It's also when I really got into like anime and weeb shit and fucking Miku and stuff, which is, I went to Miku Live. I really like Miku. But what I've done is I've also tried to get back into weeb shit. Like, I've been watching My Hero Academia, which is this really, really popular like shonen anime. And I've been wanting to get into it for a long time, but I never got around to it. So now that I'm horribly depressed, let's watch it. I'm 7 episodes in. I fucking love it. So like you say, because this is agreeing with you, of course you're going to love it now, is go either broaden your perspectives or just like that one random person on 4chan said, the magic's still there, going back and finding some things you might have wanted to do but never did, you'll probably love it.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's a pretty good spot to end it on there. So, for those who are still waiting on it for whatever reason, I'll probably end up doing the Homestuck episode sometime this week because I have a lot of time off work. I've been trying to do sadboyz, but I can't do it. There's someone else who's doing parts of it, so I have to work around their schedule, which is hard to do. But I can't, I'm not going to force them to work 14-hour days, get off work and immediately work for another 6. I put it up. We wanted to have that out in April, and it's the end of May, so
Nice.
that's pretty epic. The Homestuck one, though, I was flip-flopping on that. I wanted to do the epilogue as its own episode, but there's a cool car in the background. That guy's
Nice.
really cool. He's got a
Oh, dude, I think
massive
he's
penis,
based.
I'm sure. Homestuck's bad. It's dumb. I'm going to do an episode on it soon. I said before, podcasts on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Twitter, Let Me Tell You PD, the website, which I almost forgot to renew, which is Let Me Tell You About... Wait. Fuck, what is the website URL? I should actually check. I know Let Me Tell You About .moe. I know for a fact I re-fucking knew that one, because I'm not losing that URL. It'll be in the description. Hopefully it'll still work. Alex, there's one last thing I want to say before I close the episode, and that is that actually My Hero Academia is not nearly as good as a superhero story as Worm, and actually you should read Worm and check this.
Yeah, but Worm isn't an anime. Stab.